Here are 5 things I stopped buying to save more money during the recession. To be clear, I don't believe in hoarding your money and doing nothing with it. But I do believe in finding ways to live below your means so you can use that extra money to invest and to let that money grow for you, and I still get to enjoy the same quality of life as before. Let's start with the first one. Number 1. Bulk purchases. We all know someone who loves a good bargain. These are the people who buy 20 bottles of ketchup just because they're on sale for 10% off. And I'm guilty of falling into this trap myself. I would find myself stocking up on unhealthy frozen pizzas whenever I saw a 20% off sign. Research shows that when it comes to buying in bulk or buying in packages, you're far more likely to use something when you know it's just sitting there in your cupboard. Because I knew I had so many of them sitting in the freezer, I'd go through all those boxes of pizza really fast and be right back at the store a few days later to buy more. I wasted money instead of saving it, while also damaging my health. That's why I now have a strict buy-as-I-need strategy. This has made me much more mindful about what I actually need versus scooping up large quantities of stuff just because it's on sale. It also means I'm not just stuck with the same stuff, and I have the freedom to try new things out and to experiment if I change my mind. Number 2. Transportation. The 3 biggest expenses for most people are housing, transportation, and food. If you're trying to cut back and save more each month, focusing on these areas can make a big difference. Since I live at home with my family, I recently decided to sell my car. Between the 4 of us, we already have 3 cars, and since 2 of us work from home, there's always at least 1 car in the driveway for anyone to use. Selling my car has allowed me to save a ton of money, not just on the lease payment or car loans, but also on fuel, maintenance, insurance, and all the other hidden costs that come with owning a car. So if I need to go somewhere, I just borrow one of the cars and chip in for gas. On the rare occasion that no car is available, I just take public transport or grab an Uber. The cost of occasional Uber rides is much lower than what I was spending on my own car. This approach won't fit everyone's lifestyle. I don't have kids, and I don't need a car for work. But for now, it allows me to invest the money I save. Later on, when having a car becomes more necessary, I'll be in a better position to afford one. Number 3. Overpriced branding. This was something I didn't fully grasp until my late 20s. A good chunk of every paycheck for me was spent on expensive shoes and other clothing that A. didn't increase in value, and B. wasn't even worth the price tag in the first place. I bought them mainly for the brand name, because I used to think that wearing trendy shoes and jackets would improve my social status and make me a happier person. Boy, was I wrong. I quickly noticed that no one actually cared, and the only person who noticed what I was wearing was myself and my mom. The way I see it now, when you wear something with a massive brand logo, for example, a shirt that has Prada written across it, it's like you're advertising their products for them. You're their walking, talking billboard, if you will. I mean, just look at Mark Zuckerberg. He's rich enough to buy entire clothing companies, yet he is famous for walking around in a plain t-shirt. Remember, these companies haven't paid you to promote their brand. You've paid them to wear it. I'm not saying all designer purchases are a bad idea. If you're buying a designer item because you really like its unique design, or it's been made with long-lasting quality, then that's great. Buy it. But to buy something flashy just to show off your wealth and gain social status, that's a losing strategy that will keep you broke forever. Ironically, when you stop trying to look rich and focus on following the strategies that rich people use, you'll actually be rich. Number 4. 48-hour rule. Now this one isn't a particular item that I stopped buying. Rather, it's a strategy that I started using to help me buy less stuff. I've started applying a 48-hour rule, and this really is as straightforward as it sounds, and you'll be surprised at how much money you save when you apply this. According to a 2018 survey, 5 out of 6 Americans have admitted to making impulsive purchases, and it's easier than ever with the rise of online shopping and one-click buy. So now, if I see something that I like, before I go to put it in my shopping cart and check out, I pause and wait 48 hours before submitting the order. After that 48-hour period passes, if I'm still thinking about it, I'll go ahead and buy it. But if I'm not, it was just an impulsive buy, and I've dodged unnecessary spending. Number 5. Souvenirs. I really enjoy traveling as much as I can. Flying all over the world and visiting some of the most beautiful places and meeting interesting people is an experience that you truly can't put a price on. But that's not to say that you should be reckless with your spending while traveling. One of the most common things that people waste money on during their travels is souvenirs. It's easy to justify dropping $30, $40, or even $100 on t-shirts and mugs with the name of the city on them. Society has normalized the idea of buying tons of souvenirs every time you go on vacation so you can bring something back for family and friends. But I personally see souvenirs as a huge waste of money. I would much rather use my money to travel to more places and collect more experiences instead of stacking up on mugs and keychains that will eventually go inside a shoebox and collect dust. I think a much better way to create memories when you're traveling is to take photos, record a few videos, and write in a journal every night before you go to sleep. You can capture your exact thoughts, feelings, and emotions while you are on that trip, and can enjoy reading the journal with your grandkids years into the future. Sure beats a crappy I Heart New York mug if you ask me. Number 6. Books. This might be a bit controversial. We've all seen countless videos on YouTube talking about how important it is to read, and how all the billionaires read like 20 books a week. But there's a subtle caveat here. No one said you need to buy all the books you read. There are 3 strategies that I use now to increase my knowledge, but also save money. For starters, I love watching book summaries on YouTube because it's like reading the back cover of a book, but in an engaging video format. It allows me to quickly get the main ideas from the book in an enjoyable and memorable way. If I don't like it, then I'm not wasting money on buying the actual book. This way, I can learn from so many more books and more genres that I wouldn't have tried out before, without committing to paying for them. Another strategy that I use to keep learning without spending a lot of money is by learning specific skills through online courses instead of reading generic books. Now, this might sound backwards. After all, online courses are all really expensive, right? I found a 2-week course that taught me a very unique money-making skill that 99% of the population has never even heard of, and it costs less than a coffee at Starbucks. Click the link in the description to learn more about it. The third strategy I use is actually pretty simple. If the book summary was good, and if I feel like the book is worth actually reading because it will include useful details, I look for it at my local library. The best part is that I don't have to go anywhere. Everything is online, and I can just search for a book on the library website and order it if it's available. I get to read the book for free, which is great. If a book isn't available, or if a book is valuable enough to read multiple times, only then do I purchase the book from Amazon. I've read countless investing and self-help books over the years, and most of them aren't worth buying. But when it comes to investing in the stock market, there is only one book that I believe everyone should have a copy of at home. It's the book that changed Warren Buffett's life and turned him into the legendary investor that he is today. Check out my book summary on The Intelligent Investor.